to the followers of Christ in the first century, they were radical. We think radical is coming up front, doing a dance, worshiping God, and giving a little bit over what we normally had planned. No. These guys, radical to them was in the mouth of a lion. Radical to them was fighting in the midst of the Colosseum and standing up for God and saying, I will not renounce the name of Christ. I don't care if Caesar's on the throne. Jesus is on the throne of my life. That was radical to them. Their mindset, when Paul was writing to these guys, church, listen to me. When he was writing to them, he was not writing to this mamsy-pamsy thing that we got going on in Christianity. He was writing to men of faith that decided, I will stand for God in the middle of a culture that cannot stand him, doesn't understand him, and doesn't want to have anything to do with him. That's the mindset that they had. What happened? What are we doing? I don't know when it changed. Okay? I don't know when the mindset changed about how we approach our faith. But I have a guess. It was about in 1985. If my lovely wife will help me. You say, why 1985 it changed? It's not really 1985. I'm just setting you up for something. It was about in 1985, they said that they started trying to develop microwave popcorn. And this is where we've gotten, church. This is what we think Christian growth is. Microwave popcorn. We can just pop it in the microwave, hit a button, pop, 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 pop. Ooh, there we go. I've done enough. So it changed about 1985 or so. When we started thinking, it wasn't really 1985, okay? It was when we started thinking and approaching Christian growth like microwave popcorn. Now, I did this in the first service, and it so excited me, I'm going to do it again. I was at a conference, so one of the things I love about conferences is this right here. How many of you guys need some microwave popcorn? Anybody out there need some microwave popcorn in your life? Right here, right here. All right, right there. Yeah. Anybody else over here? Whoa. All right, you. They always do that. They always do that. Right? It's awesome. But listen, how many of you guys remember these things?
Oh, yeah.
Huh? Right here? This was making popcorn, you know what I'm saying? This was the deal. This was old school, right? This is when you had to actually use some intelligence. And you actually had to put it on the stove and you had to move it around. You remember that? This is awesome right here. This was how I grew up. When I first started making popcorn, this was it right here. This was the way you did it. And you had to shake it around, right? And, oh, man, hopefully you didn't have a gas stove like I did when you were growing up, because it was a danger to do this thing right here, right? It didn't used to be, our mindset didn't used to be that we could take popcorn, put it in a microwave, and it just, voila. Right now, not only do they have microwave popcorn, they even have buttons on the microwave that say popcorn. Have you ever put it in there, hit the pizza button, it's like disaster. You know, it's like when you go to McDonald's, right? There was a time, teenagers, I know this is going to shock you, but there was a time they didn't have value meals. You had to put your own meal together. You couldn't order by number. There were no pictures. You had to tell them what you wanted. You had to think. You had to just actually think about what you wanted. I want a burger and some fries and a drink. Yeah, that's what I want. There used to be a time. But we've made it so easy now. Easy. Our churches are easy. We make our lives easy. We approach our faith easy. Don't pressure me, man. Listen. Listen, don't, that's too much. Don't pressure me. Did you know you used to have to make popcorn like this? You used to have to make, but here's the real deal. You guys remember when they came out these were awesome. You want to know why? Because you remember what it was like to make popcorn before they had this. And it used to be like this, right here. Now, this is when you had to work, man. You had to get a pot, you had to get some oil, and you had to stand there. You couldn't go anywhere. Oh, Lordy, this is how we think. We think Christian growth, we do this with our kids. We bring them to church, pop them in the nursery, and hope they come out fixed. Because we're approaching it like it's microwave popcorn. But there was a time where you actually had to think how to make this. I bet if I gave this to somebody here that was 13 years old, they would go, I have no idea. I had no idea. With the mindset now, You don't even have to think. You don't have to read the box. You don't have to read the box. You don't even have to read the box. They got buttons on the microwave. They got buttons on the microwave. I want to give like a 5-year-old or like a 6-year-old or something. I want to give them one of those microwave popcorn things and make them use one of those old microwaves that had the dial. They had to figure out how much time. Right? You ever had one of those going in those Jiffy stores that still have them, and you put something in there, and you put it too long, and it blows up in the thing, and you're like, man, we've developed it so we don't even have to think anymore. We don't have to think anymore. If it's too hard, quit. If it's too hard, stop. This was hard. This was hard. You ever had those couple that never popped? Hand me. This is peanut butter and jelly sandwich right now. This is it. Now, hey, I'm all for it. These things are awesome. These things are awesome. You pull them out of the freezer, stick them on your desk for 5 minutes, come back, and you've got a nicely uncrusted peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But how many of you guys know before they had these, you actually had to go get bread, and you had to go get peanut butter and jelly. And God forbid that the jelly was running out and you had to flip it upside down, take that butter knife, work it around, right? God forbid. And an Uncrustable, that means you had to cut the edge off of it. How many of you guys remember that? How many of you guys remember going in there and there was only 2 pieces of bread in there? One was normal and one was that bottom half that somebody left up in there. You remember that? Yeah, it was awful. You had that Mix-Max sandwich and you didn't want to take it to school because people laugh at you. You remember that? But this is it now. This is it. This is how we approach our faith. Prepackaged. We want it prepackaged, pre-planned. We want 5 steps to this, 2 steps to that, 3 steps to this, outlines. Forget about all that. The guys in the first century didn't approach their faith like an Uncrustable. They went and they worked after God and they pursued God and they learned God and they studied God. And it hurt sometimes and it was tragic sometimes and they lost family and lands and houses. But at the end of the day, they never quit on God. My goodness. My goodness gracious. Lord, you have mercy. How many of you guys remember when they came out with Kool-Aid with the sugar in it? You used to have to get them packets, smack them around, you know what I'm saying? What happened? What happened? Our mindset, we want everything easy. And it's a mindset of the world that's paralyzed the church because we won't take risks, we won't be radical, we won't stand out, we'll do anything to make it easy. It's ridiculous.